As a creative, there's definitely good times and bad times mentally that comes with the territory, but overall, this book has helped me tenfold when it comes to keeping on track and keeping going. All right, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be having a look at another book based around the creative mindset. This is part 2 of the series in which I cover books which I think can help creatives out there. Reading about the creative mindset has helped me so much in my life that I wanted to share it with everyone out there and cover some really great reads. But let's jump straight into the book today. The book we're going to be looking at is Keep Going by Austin Kleon. Now, I'm probably saying his last name wrong, and apologies if I did, but this book has been an absolute game changer for me. It is one of 3 books that Austin did release, and I have read the other 3 as well, but this one is the first one I want to cover in this series. It's absolutely fantastic, and it has been a book that I've read multiple times. Now, Austin is a fantastic writer, and he's produced an absolutely great read. For a book that is only 213 pages long, this book is very, very different, and it's actually been done very creatively, which as a creative and wanting to read about the creative mindset, I very much appreciate. Now, as I mentioned, 213 pages, not super long, and it is broken up into 10 different chapters. Some of the amazing titles being Build a Bliss Station, Slay the Art of Monsters, When in Doubt, Tidy Up, and Plant Your Garden. Each of these chapters is really poignant, and they all do flow really nicely together and create an overall read which doesn't really feel like a generic, typical type of book. One of the things that definitely drew me into this book, apart from other people recommending it to me, was what I found on the first page. I think I need to keep being creative, not to prove anything, but because it makes me happy to just do it. I think trying to be creative, keeping busy, has a lot to do with keeping you alive. A quote from Willie Nelson there, a really great one. I absolutely love that. But then on the next page, I wrote this book because I needed to read it. A few years ago, I'd wake up every morning, check the headlines on my phone, and feel as if the world had gotten dumber and meaner overnight. Meanwhile, I've been writing and making art for more than a decade, and it didn't seem to be getting any easier. Isn't it supposed to get easier? I love this so much because it shows a lot of honesty and transparency from the writer, and I think a lot of creatives out there can definitely understand what he was going through when he spoke those words or wrote those words on the page. Let's go ahead and I'm going to read you some of my favorite parts of the book. Great artists help people look at their lives with fresh eyes and a sense of possibility. Social media has turned us all into politicians and brands. Everyone's supposed to be a brand now, and the worst thing in the world is to be off-brand. But to be on brand is to be 100% certain of who you are and what you do. And certainty in art and in life is not only completely overrated, it is also a roadblock to discovery. You start each work not knowing exactly where you're going or where you'll end up. Art is the highest form of hope, said painter Gerard Richter. But hope is not about knowing how things will turn out, it is moving forward in the face of uncertainty. It's a way of dealing with uncertainty. Hope is an embrace of the unknown and the unknowable, writes Rebecca Solnit. To have hope, you must acknowledge that you don't know everything and you don't know what's going to happen. That's the only way to keep going and the only way to keep making art, to be open to possibility and allow yourself to be changed. I'm not going to do too much more because I really do think this is a fantastic read, and I do hope people go out there and grab this book and the other ones that Austin's written because they really have changed the way I view being a creative and my creative mindset as well. This book is a true testament to things that artists face on a daily basis, and it really is just transparency from Austin, and it really helped me relate to knowing that other people out there might be thinking or going through the same things that I am as a creative on a daily basis. Okay, so not a super long book, really quite small as well overall, but a very powerful read, and paired with his other 3 books, I think they're all a must-have, and overall, this book scored really, really well. The final score for this book was 7.8 out of 10, and I'm very, very happy to give it that score. It's definitely not the highest score I've ever given a book, but it definitely deserves where it's sitting right now, well above par, and a book that I do turn to time and time again to just get out of my own head and to have a really quick, nice read, and it always helps me get back on track mentally. What do you think? Have you already read this book? If you have, let me know in the comments. If you do grab this book and read it, let me know as well down with a comment below. I'd love to hear everyone's opinions. Again, these are just my opinions. They're not necessarily right or wrong. They're just how I feel about these reads. And please let me know if there are any other creative books you'd like me to grab and review, because I'm always looking for new books about creativity, the creative mindset, or just the creative life in general.